We're
Hello,
live.
Facebook. Hello, everyone. We are live here. This is Vita Vygovska of Vitalia Inc. Window Treatments and my friend and colleague here.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kim from WindowWorks. All right.
And
And we are
we,
live. What's wrong?
nothing. There's a delay.
Oh, okay. No. Oh, there's a delay. That's fun.
Go for it.
But we're live on both Instagram and on Facebook. So we're good there.
We're good. So today is episode number 122 of Window Treatment Friday Live. This is where Kim and I talk about a topic in relation to window treatments. Oh, Luann Nigera, good morning, lady.
Hi,
uh,
Luann.
We are so happy to have you here, as well as all of our listeners and viewers here. And today we are talking about dining room window treatments. And if you're new here, Kim and I hang out here every Friday at 9 a.m. ish Eastern, where we take a window treatment topic, we take it apart, we bring it back to put it back together, and give you a lot of inspiration and hopefully education in the process. So, without further ado, we have our first dining room. Kim, that's all you.
All right. So this was a project that we just did for Campbell Minister Design, located in Montclair. And this was a home an old home that you have in Montclair, typically in Montclair, in and she restored it with the client. And when it came to the dining room, they had all this beautiful molding. So the conversation was, do we add drapery panels and cover this molding, or do we just do simple Roman shades? And we opted to go with the simple Roman shades. So you can kind of see a shot here of one of the Romans peeking through the one window here. And let's see if we have another shot of it. Yes, right here. So you can see all that fabulous molding. So the conversation was, do we want to cover it? Because in the front of the house, she had a triple window that was kind of in a niche. So to put panels there would have felt a little bit like the window was choking.
Hmm.
So she just picked a soft, uh, textured pattern or textured fabric rather, and we just added a light filtering liner, and it just adds a nice backdrop to this beautiful chandelier and this table and the chairs that she selected.
Yeah, it seems like the window treatments here are really playing a sort of second seat in the whole schematic
Hmm.
of the design of the dining room. It's really the table that is the hero, or maybe it's the molding that is the hero, with the
Right.
table being secondary, maybe the chandelier being close second or third there. And the window treatments are really kind of like blending into the background and just creating a little bit of functionality and a little bit of softness without playing any kind of major part here.
Exactly.
Yeah, and this is actually a really good example of how the dining room, I think oftentimes we think that the dining room needs to be, I don't know, dramatic and it has to have these like over the top window treatments, and that is certainly not the case at all. You can have some very understated Roman shades there and have other furnishings or other elements in the room play the key part.
Exactly. Oftentimes we feel like the dining room's more of like a formal space. So you feel like you have to kind of bring the window treatments up to that formal setting. But I feel like they're quiet and they kind of just
Hmm.
finish off the space.
Exactly. Very quiet. Yes, the quiet is I think is the right way of putting it. Oh, and look at that. You have a little gift to talk about.
Yes. So a little commercial break. So if you are a designer that is new to window treatments, or if you are a homeowner that is getting ready to replace window treatments and you don't know where to start, we have a free ebook on our website. Architectural Digest isn't coming. 10 things you need to know about custom window treatments. It's kind of like a window treatment 101 guide. So head on over to windowworksnj.com and get your free copy today.
All right. So this next project is the one that was done by my company, Vitalia Inc. This was done for a wonderful and a very prominent designer here in the Philadelphia area. The name of the firm is Hank Design, and Christina Hank is at the helm of that firm. As a matter of fact, I just saw her last night. She had a grand opening party for a new studio that she opened in the Philly area, a different one. She closed the old one, opened this one. It is gorgeous and fabulous, and she's just an overall, really all around dynamite lady. And just as dynamite as she is, her designs are just out of this world, as you can see in this amazing dining room. This was actually done for one of the Eagle football players.
Mm.
Yes. Oh my gosh, Brandon Graham. Yep. My son would know exactly who he is and what position he plays. Me, on the other hand, I do know his name, and I remember that he was extremely nice as a customer. I think he's on the defense. Anyway, so back to this beautiful dining room, you can see that the window treatments here in this particular example play a major role in
Mhm.
creating the drama for this room between the color and you can't quite see the texture in the picture, but those were velvet drapes. So they were very textured, very warm, very rich. I mean, you can see the richness and the color, and it also came through in the type of fabric that it was and the feel of it. And also, secondary, what we did here in this room is we reupholstered the chairs. So the chairs were shipped to us from Christina's vendor, and she also shipped to us the faux leather for the front and the beautiful fabric for the back, and we stripped the old, we put on the new, and it is this beautiful sort of like this stripy type of fabric that is another element in the room that's really creating drama here. So between the auburn velvet drapes and the super cool backing to these super cool chairs, and of course everything else that she has going on here, but those are the two elements that I particularly was in charge of, responsible for. We were very, very proud of this dining room. And we have a couple of more pictures. This is
Ooh.
actually the before picture. So we use a special software called Measures, software app on our iPad or your iPhone, and this is how we record our measurements. So the
Nice.
app doesn't exactly measure for you, but it is a bona fide notepad where you can actually see the picture and you can write and do your measurements straight on the picture. And you can see how this room was so bland and so kind of whatever. It was just any regular dining room of any regular house on the main line. And this is what Christina was able to
Wow.
create. Yes, I think it was Venetian plaster that she put on the ceiling, which gave it that mirrored effect. The beautiful lacquer table, the super cool chairs that we helped create, the draperies, the console in the back, the mirror, I mean everything here is unbelievable. And actually, this room was recently featured in the Mainline magazine, which is one of like the local type of magazines.
Oh,
And Christina and the Graham family, there was a big article about them. And this particular picture just shows you what we did with the chairs. On the right is what this very like nondescript kind of whatever chair looked like before. And of course, on the left is what we were able to create with it, which we're very, very happy about and very proud.
so real quick, I just want to talk about the drapes
Yes,
and
please.
how, okay, so you see how you have four single windows, four pairs of drapes. I was recently on an appointment with the same amount of windows, and I was asked, are all these drapery panels going to feel like too much in one
Mm-hmm.
space? And
Mm,
my viewpoint was no. I
Hmm.
feel like it really finishes off the space. Especially, are these functioning or stationary?
These are stationary. I mean, they
Yes,
could close, but these are not very large windows,
right.
and they could potentially close, but the idea was for them to be stationary.
Yeah. So that's very similar what we're doing with this other project right now. And they're single windows like this, and we're doing just a pair of stationary panels. And I was asked, like, is it going to feel like it's too many drapes, that the windows are
Hmm.
going to feel a little overdressed? And I said,
Hmm.
no. I feel like the room is big enough, and it's calling for a
Yeah.
pair of single width
Single width
panels.
individual panels.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so this is a really great example of that.
Yeah, and especially when you're going for drama in the
Hmm.
room, then, definitely treat every window. And when you're going for over the top drama, then you treat every single window, and you do it with bright auburn color, and you add velvet to that. So when you go over the top and then over the top a little bit more, then you just layer it on and just, take out all the tools from your toolbox.
Yeah. And I happen to really love the chair fabric. I'm a little biased because I have
You
the same
used it
fabric.
somewhere.
Yes.
Yes.
In my
Where do you
living
have it?
room.
In your
I have
living
it
room?
on
Yes.
my pillows, on my swivel chairs.
Yeah, it's a really, really cool fabric. It's like
Yes.
it's a stripe, but not your very traditional
Hmm.
exacting stripe. It kind of has like sort of the wishy-washy effect to it. So we were very, very happy. They were very difficult to upholster, I have to mention.
Yeah.
The using the faux leather and also figuring out how to attach the piping all around. It was just there's a lot of challenges with that. Let me put it that way. But that's a whole different topic. Anyway,
Excellent
so
job.
the quick commercial break. I wanted to tell you guys that from Vitalia Inc., we also have a free gift for you. We call it 37 and a half window treatment ideas for you to steal, swipe, and use immediately on your next design project. It is a curated lookbook that we have put together just for you to have some inspiration and education, and also to pull out on your next appointment if you're looking for an idea. And you can grab yours on my website at vitaliainc.com.
Okay. So this is a project that we did for Chrissy Adams, and it was quite the transformation. So what you're seeing here is a very traditional um, dining room. You could see with the window treatment, with the china hutch, the table, and the chairs. So this is the before, and here is the after.
Wow, that is a
So
transformation.
yeah, yes. Sorry, I just have to fix something in my headphones. What's going
You're
on?
good.
No, no, on
What's
my end.
really cool here, while you're fixing that, I'll jump in and just a quick reaction. How it's such a minimalistic furniture and like very contemporary, maybe even modern furniture, and the floral, very traditional floral wallpaper in the background. So like the juxtaposition of the two styles is really interesting to me.
Yeah, and what she did here was instead of doing drapes again, we just opted for simple Roman shades that we installed above the window molding, almost just shy of the crown. Added a chair rail. Can you hear me?
No,
No,
no, you're cut. Oh, no, you're good. You're good. You were good now.
I'm I'm good now. Okay.
You're good.
Yeah,
Sound is good.
something's something's happening funky in my headphones, but we're gonna keep going. So they too added a chair rail, so they didn't want to add another set of drapes. She just wanted to keep it simple. And so, hello.
Yep.
Okay. And so we just picked a simple faux linen gray that pulled from one of the charcoal colors from the wallpaper.
Mhm.
And we got, because as we say it all the time, to go up, up, up with the window treatments.
Yes.
and we could have yes, we could have gone. There was enough space, but we felt like we wanted to bring the drama up, even though it was a simple room.
Hmm.
So that's the window on the side. And do we have nope?
Nicely done.
Okay, no, I thought we had another shot because there's two single window in the front of the house. So, but yeah, it was quite the transformation. And again,
Hmm.
you don't have to do drapery panels. You can kind of keep it simple because the hero
Hmm.
here was the wallpaper.
Yes. So, question: why didn't you guys go all the way up to the crown with that Roman?
We actually did have that conversation, and they didn't want it to feel like that it was hugging the crown molding, and they wanted to see a little bit of the area there.
I'm here. Yep, a
Okay.
little bit of the wallpaper peeking
Yes.
through.
Yeah. So that's what she wanted to do. She didn't want it to go all the way. She wanted to have that little break in between. So
Hmm.
we settled
Hmm.
on like 2 inches down from the top.
And remind me, is this a functional Roman shade or is it a stationary mock Roman valance?
So we made it so that it can go down halfway to the window because they didn't really need the privacy.
Okay,
But just at night, if they wanted to drop it down a little bit, semi-functional Roman.
got it. All right. So, another quick commercial break here. We wanted to tell you about how this whole Window Treatment Friday live started. And it started with Luann Niagara, our fearless leader, and her wonderful podcast, A Well Designed Business. And it is part of that podcast that Luann and I did an audio version. And then a couple of years ago, Kim and I decided to take the Window Treatment Friday and make it into a live version with pictures on social media. And then, if one podcast wasn't enough, Luann decided to start another podcast called Window Treatments for Profit. And I am honored and humbled and privileged to have a recurring guest seat. Every Thursday, I have a series called Vita's Tip in 10, where in a short 10 minutes, I bring you a small but mighty business tip that hopefully makes your business better, it makes it easier, it makes it more efficient, productive, and ultimately more profitable. So come listen to us on Window Treatment for Profit podcast. Luann airs every Monday, and I air every Thursday, and every Wednesday we have. Oh my
Madeline
God, I'm
McRae.
having a Madeline McRae. Yes, I was having a blah moment there. Yes, so it's 3 episodes per week. They're on a shorter side, short and sweet, and you're getting your education and inspiration if you are in the window treatment professional industry.
Very nice.
All right, that is me again. So this is a before picture of a dining room that we recently, maybe about a year ago, completed for a wonderful designer here in the Philadelphia area, another powerhouse. Her name is Michelle Plachter of Michelle Plachter Design, and this was a project in South Jersey area. So this is the before. You can see, I mean, the chandeliers are kind of cool and very traditional, but wait till you see what Michelle has ultimately done
Wow.
with it, right? Like, wow is almost an understatement. So, Michelle has this amazing talent of completely transforming the rooms from the design perspective. And on a side note, I will tell you, she is also extremely nice, very positive, and a wonderful businesswoman. So anyway, back to the design portion and the window treatment part of it. Here we did drapery panels in the dining room, and we utilized a technique called blocking, which is where you have the different fabric at the top of the drape versus at the bottom of the drape. You can have two-part blocking, but in this situation, we used three-part blocking. So we have white fabric at the top, taupe in the middle, and then like really dark chocolate on the bottom. So that was a three-part blocking drapery panels. They are all ripple folds, and they're all mounted on the functional hardware with decorative flat fascia. So a very contemporary environment, very sleek, super cool. And then if these two functional drapery panels pairs weren't enough, this dining room has a really cool like a round room off the back of it. So what you see like way in the back there with the round
Hmm.
table and like two half rounded tables, it's like when you have like a house and it's kind of like a, like a square thing. Well, it's not square, it's not a corner. There's like a half round kind of
Okay.
almost like a tower, if you will. And so this is the bottom level of that tower. It happens to be in the dining room. So there, because it's so small, we didn't do drapery panels. We did three cornices. There's three windows. You're only seeing one in that picture. And the cornice, to correspond back to the drapery panels, also has a blocking technique. So most of the cornice was done in the white fabric, and then we have a band of taupe, and then we have a band of black. So super, super cool room, amazing design by Michelle. And I count my blessings every day that I get to work with her and talk to her and interact, whether it's on the personal level, on the business level, or on this window treatment professional level with her. It's always, all interactions are always top notch.
Nicely done. I love how you coordinated the banding on the Roman shade to match the banding from the color blocking and the
Yeah.
drape.
Yep. Yep.
It's
Yep.
it's
Yeah.
hard to
This.
tell what that little niche is on the small picture,
Uh-huh.
especially because the entryway kind of curves and looks like a cornice.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I
Oh,
can
right, right, right.
see.
I see the
Yes,
entryway into that the
yeah,
round tower. Like there's a little like a soffit type. Yeah, yeah. It does look like
yeah.
a cornice. You're right. I
I was
didn't
like,
even
wait,
notice it.
okay,
Like, where's the window treatment there? What are we
yeah.
talking about?
But I think we should do an entire episode on color blocking
Sure. Sounds great. I
yeah, to
love it.
talk about the different weights of fabrics and things like that. So
That's a
we'll have
great
to
idea.
put that on our
Yeah,
list.
that's awesome.
Alrighty, everyone. Well, that concludes our episode on dining room window treatments. But real quick before we go, if you are located in the New Jersey and New York area and you have a dining room project that you're not sure whether it should have Roman shades, drapes, or both, or whatever kind of window treatment, please connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, or at WindowWorks, or send us an email, and we would be happy to help you on your next dining room project.
Hmm. And if you are in the Philadelphia area and need support with window treatments, if you are an interior designer, we are that firm for you. We are a one-stop shop, a go-to resource exclusively for luxury interior designers ready to fly first class in the world of window treatments. So you can contact us PM, DM, phone call, or email, and we will be happy to support you on your next window treatment project.
All right. Well, next Friday, we are off for Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Yes, it's already here. Can't
Yes, it
believe it.
is. So have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Have a
Yes.
wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. We are also taking off that Friday and just enjoying it with our families and just for a little bit of an R&R. And we will see you in 2 weeks for our next episode
Yes.
of Window Treatment Friday Live. Because if it's Friday, Kim,
It's WTF or Window Treatment Friday Live, how we lovingly love to call it.
thank you so much, everyone. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.
Bye.